Hey, enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language episode
The
610.
sexiest podcast on the network.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad you're quarantined
Ooh.
away from me on the
Ooh.
other side of the studio.
Yep. Man. Yeah, for anyone who notices, I mean, I probably still sound a little different because still got a little scratchy throat and some occasional coughing and such from the COVID.
You know what? You're a
Um,
survivor.
I, you're right. That's why I kept playing that song all weekend. Nothing gets you riled up like
It's
Destiny's
true.
Child.
It's
You
true.
know.
If I were to talk about the band Survivor, a little Eye of the Tiger.
No, forget them.
Dan,
No,
dan. Sorry, you should cough
dude.
in that rhythm.
Oh God, wreck me. Actually, I shouldn't say no. I love
Hell
that
yeah, it's a
song.
fucking
So
sick ass song. What do you think? I do push-ups too. When I do push-ups
right,
2 times a year.
Beyonce.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, actually, you should do push-ups to "Dick Push-Ups" by
Today's D.
Tenacious D.
Yeah, of course. Naturally.
That's the right song. Oh man. So yeah, last week I just normal shit, and then uh I woke up. Was it Saturday? And I had just all the congestion.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and I knew I'd been snoring overnight. And I'm like, oh boy, here comes the sinus gimmick. Cause our weather's
Oh my
wonky
God,
right
it's so
now.
wonky.
And I used to get like twice a year, I would get basically a sinus cold. And it was spring and fall, basically when the weather's all over the place. It's like my head's just like, I don't even know what to do. And it just goes, nah, and I have, for 4 or 5 days, I go through a
Yeah.
sinus cold. So I'm like, boy, like, okay, well, whatever. So that day I'm just congested and all this. And then the next day, I'm like, man, I feel worse. I'm achy and all this other stuff.
Were you
And then,
breaky?
partway, no, I didn't have enough energy to be
Okay.
breaky. Don't tell my
I'll
heart.
keep it a secret.
Um, right. Um, so then I'm just sitting in, the living room watching TV, and I just looked at my mom. I'm like, I think I'm gonna go lay down. I'm like, my head's killing me, blah blah blah. I get in my room, dude, and I am um my head is just on fire, which is not all that
Are you
unnatural
the
for
Ghost
me.
Rider? Holy
I was,
shit.
yeah. And I was the spirit of vengeance, yes. Um,
That's a big
but
fire.
yeah, right, right. So I'm sitting in my room. I got a fan on. I got a sheet over me, but the sheet was I could only put the sheet up to like my torso because anything above that was on
Oh, I
fire
was like, I don't
essentially.
understand. Is this like a short sheet or
Yeah. No. But then like at one point I'm like, God, I'm so hot. I pull the sheet back and then I start shaking and I'm like, nope, and then put the sheet back over. Had to have the fan on to cool my head. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I got a pretty wicked fever going on.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And oh boy, dude, it was a mess. Like I went out in the living room at one point because I was hungry, and I asked my mom. I was like, "Will you just make me like some macaroni and cheese? Like I need to eat something, but I don't want anything of real like substance."
Like beef
You know,
Wellington or something.
right? Yeah, I mean, normally that's what I would demand, of course. So I ate a little bit of that, and she kept checking on me to make sure I was okay because I was
Oh
clearly
yeah.
sick. You know, but with these sinus colds that I get, sometimes they're like sinus infections. And I'm like, oh man, when I got that fever, I'm like, man, this is probably a sinus infection because I was hurting up my left nostril and everything. And then as I'm laying in bed and she's like, I was talking with Jen, and Jen was like, you probably should test for COVID. She's like, because a lot of people are basically, getting it as like a sinus cold. And I was like, I'm pretty sure this is just a sinus cold. I'm like, I really, it's like, especially then once the fever broke, I was like, yeah, I feel okay. I'm congested and all this. And so Sunday I got up and I was feeling quite a bit better actually. Just a lot of congestion, nose running like crazy,
Right, right.
And and I was like, whatever, So then my sister, her boyfriend, and her grandson came over, and so I'm trying to stay away from them because I don't, I'm thinking I have a cold basically. And then they left, and I started feeling like not as good again. And I was like, you know what? I'm only being selfish by not testing here because my mom lives here. Now my sister's been over. If this is COVID, I need to let them know. So I test, and sure enough, that line couldn't have been more like a giant middle finger. Like it was for sure.
That's what our
there,
COVID test would be.
Yeah.
There's no line, it's just middle fingers. You're a middle finger or peace sign, You're good, dude.
Right. So I was like, fuck, and called my doctor the next day, or not the next day, because that was Sunday night. I let my sister know, and, was like, hey, you might want to, kind of stay away from people for a day or two just in case. And Monday I called my doctor, and they're like, oh, well, your doctor's all booked up today and he's not in the office tomorrow. And I'm like, well, I kind of have COVID, so can we can we
these
do
all sound like
here?
excuses.
Yeah. So she's like, well, if you don't mind, we can have you do a telehealth, visit with a different doctor. I'm like, well, I've seen all the doctors you guys have basically, except for the OBGYN, which, I'll get around to that. But yeah. Hey.
Wait, so when you did this teleappointment, did you set up like the podcast?
Oh yeah, I'm sitting in the dude. I even had the background, and he's like, "What's going on in your background?" I was like, "Oh, this." I was like, "This is a comic shop." I'm like, "Right here was where we had statues and busts, and over here's new comics."
That's hilarious.
So yeah, but he asked me a few questions, like, "All right, we're gonna put you on Paxlovid," and my sister got it for me, and dude, I felt like the hottest trash when I started that medicine. Like a day later, I was like, all I have is congestion.
Wow, amazing,
like,
huh?
It was like I went from being probably 25% okay to like 50-60% in one day, and probably about 80 in 2 days.
You drank like
good.
A potion of moderate healing.
Yeah. So, and like right now I feel fine as far as like my energy level and all that kind of stuff, but I am still a little congested. I'm still coffee, occasionally.
I love coffee.
So I'm still taking some Mucinex to, try to knock the rest of this crap out of my head. And, that's basically it. I feel fine otherwise. And thank goodness, I got a mild version. Unfortunately, my mom also got it, and she's on day 4 today. She actually called her doctor to try to get on that Paxlovid, and they were like, yeah, you kind of have to already have been on it by day 4.
You done fucked up.
Well, it sucked because she tested negative twice. Right. And then what was it? Friday she tested negative. Saturday she started having like a scratchy throat and a little congestion. And a friend of mine that's a doctor was like, have her test again. And then Monday she Sunday she tested, or I don't know, Saturday or Sunday, one of the two, she tested positive. And I was like, of course, because basically all your doctor's office would tell you is go to the hospital, and fuck that. Cause so my friend that's a doctor was like, she's like, yeah, don't go to the hospital unless like, if her breathing changes, like she starts laboring breathing, then for sure get to the hospital. But, cause that could be bad, but otherwise she's like, just have her call Monday, so she did. And they're just having her stay on cough medicine, and, she's got to isolate. I have to isolate longer essentially because of she's got while she's active essentially, I could give it to someone else because I could just carry it to somebody. So it's like I'm at the point now that I'm like, cue jailbreak right here.
You make a clever paper mache dummy in the bed.
It doesn't have to be that clever. It just has to have a big head.
That's true. Gotta put an exercise ball hat on it.
Oh my God. Oh, it's over in my storage. I have an exercise ball. And I was like, dude, I should take a picture of that and do a
Oh, it'd be so funny. Get some of those big giant googly eye stickers.
Yeah. I'd look like oh fuck, what's his name on Well, you didn't watch regular show. Never mind. It won't even
Uh,
matter. There's a character that's basically like a big, can't remember what kind of candy his head is or something like that, but it's like got a giant head, but he's got little tiny features, but I was like, it'll look just like that basically.
sounds amazing. One of those
Yep.
cartoons I've been meaning to watch, just never have.
Yeah. Just tape a beard to it, you know.
Exactly. You don't have to even tape. Just get some static electricity going, roll
Yeah,
around on a
it's
carpet.
right, you're right. I'll just put my cat by it, you know.
Yeah.
Close enough.
That's good enough.
Oh man. So I gotta say, you know, COVID on a scale of 1 to 10, gonna have to go with 0.
Oh,
Not a
really?
fan.
Not a fan?
Not a fan.
No 10 out of 10? Would do
No.
again?
No, hopefully never have to do again. Jesus. I'll tell you this though. I'm for sure gonna be masking up when I go back out to places. I'm gonna probably be that guy at most, you know, especially busy places, because I don't know where I got it.
Oh, right. I was going to ask you if you had a culprit. If we had like
No.
a great mystery we could unravel.
No, that's the thing, is like when I track it back, I went to like 6 or 7 stores with my brother that Tuesday. What was it? We recorded, you and I recorded Monday, but my mom and I went to a couple places Monday. Then Wednesday we went up to the bookstore that just opened up here.
Yeah.
And we went to Ollie's, and but the problem is, like, she didn't get it when I got it, you know. She got it kind of as I was coming out like, I had 1 day left of Paxlovid when she tested positive, basically.
Right.
So she probably got it from me. So I don't know if I got it while I was out with my brother or while I was out with her. I remember there being a woman with a dry, hacky cough around me when I was in Food Town. And if I had to guess anywhere, that'd be my guess. But
I mean,
I don't.
my guess would be Ollie's, because I guarantee they have like just open containers of COVID in the back.
That's very
It's
possible.
the weirdest store I've ever been to.
Yeah. Like, you know, this week on sale, open containers of COVID.
Yeah,
Woo!
check the flyer. Oh, shit, COVID? Hell
Shit.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Now, you know, there was a woman when we were in Ollie's. There was a woman that was literally like up in our business. Like, we're looking at like the candy that they had there, you know, like the Easter candies and stuff. And this woman is like, she comes in, I'm standing there, my mom's looking, I'm standing there with the cart, kind of trying, you know, like just trying to be out of the way, kind of a thing. She comes up and basically just keeps pushing her cart into mine. She could have just set her cart there, walked over and looked at the candy, but no, she had to, like, almost like she had to post up and box out to make sure, you know, I couldn't get any of that candy.
Those circus peanuts, man, those are mine.
Yeah.
Starts grabs the package and throwing elbows like Rodman.
Yeah. So I moved a couple times, and when I moved, it was kind of funny because my mom almost threw the candy she was getting into the woman's cart, and my mom, you know, and my mom's like, you know, like most people, she's like, "Oh my God, I almost threw it into your cart," and the woman almost was just like about it, like, "No, don't do that," kind of a thing, and it was like, lady, it's a fucking joke.
Now I have to throw it in your cart.
Yeah, I know. Now it's like, I want to see what I can get in your
and
cart.
now it's a game.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna do a lot, but if you put a bag of candy, I might tuck another bag of candy in there.
Cart's worth 5. Kitty basket on the top's worth 10.
Yeah, right. It's like, I feel like I'm doing Impractical Jokers now.
Yeah. Oh my God, people suck.
It's like, Jesus. Well, and it wasn't just there. Like, she did this, and then you know how narrow the aisles are.
They got
to
Sorry, packing all the weird mayonnaises and open containers of COVID.
It's true. For those who maybe don't know, if you know what a Big Lots is, or any sort of a discount, like a liquidation kind of store, that's what Ollie's is. And the store is packed. I mean, as far as the aisles go, they're pretty thin aisles.
Here's my interpretation of Ollie's for you, Brian. If Big Lots is the Griswold family, Ollie's is Cousin Eddie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They do get some high-end shit.
They do,
there,
but
I mean, you know, but yeah, I get where you're coming from. Yeah. So we're going down this one aisle, and this woman is there, and I walk around her, and my mom's pushing the cart at this point, and this woman would not move over to give my mom enough room to get through. So my mom just pushed her way through.
That sounds like your mom.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fuck that lady, you know? Like seriously, she looked right at her. It's like, come on,
Yeah.
like it's like, lady, we're in Ollie's. We're not in like, we didn't break into like the fuck, I can't think, Fort Knox or something, to where it's like, hey, how many ever gold bars you can carry is what you get. It's like
We're in fucking
we're
Ollie's,
in
man.
Ollie's. Yeah, it's like you said. It's like, how many mayonnaises do
Yeah,
you need?
we're for sure. They're not like a brand of mayonnaise you've ever heard before.
No. It's she's going in there for two things, and that's mayonnaise and circus peanuts, because she dips
Oh
one
my
in the
god,
other.
it sounds like the worst treat ever.
Also sounds like something a white
I
person
mean,
would do.
I'm not gonna lie, I like mayonnaise, but circus peanuts can piss off. That flavor combination.
Oh, it'd be terrible. All right.
Yuck.
So
rude.
yeah. So I don't know. I was in enough places that I can't really pin it down.
I blame
I
the
think
sea hag at Ollie's.
Yeah, me too. Just because
Exactly.
fuck her. And but yeah, that was
Well, I'm
So
glad
anyway,
you're feeling better.
that
Like
was-
as soon as he popped on, it was just like, yeah, let's go. I was like, oh god, Brian's dying still.
Yeah. No, actually, I this is this is the
Yeah,
good
fair
end of
enough.
it. Like Monday, when you asked me last week if how I was feeling about recording, I couldn't stop coughing. My throat was on fire. I was probably more like, I was down in here, it was like I'm the Undertaker kind of thing, which would have been a fun podcast. But
I mean, you do have a cough button.
I
thought
don't,
you did.
though.
You have a
No, I
convenient
don't.
mute button?
Nope. Well, I mean, I can do the shortcut for.
Oh man, I
Skype.
thought you had a cough button.
No, I wish I had a
Because
cough button. I'm
sometimes
very
you're like,
jealous of yours.
you do something, and I can see your like face
Oh,
exploding in the background, but there's no
You know what it
noise.
I typically keep the mouse cursor right next to the microphone thing on Skype. So if I feel a sneeze coming on, I just mute real quick. Yeah, that's as close as I get.
Enough.
But yeah.
That's...
Oh man, that was the worst part. Like, it was the one day, because each day it was like a different thing. Like today my nose is gonna run like crazy. Tomorrow it'll be today, or it's like, okay, you wake up and you're like, oh, I guess today's sneeze day, and you just all day.
I mean, at least there's some variety.
Yeah,
Keeps it fresh and fun.
Yeah, dude, it's been a rough week for the fam though. I mean, my sister-in-law, her son was in a pretty bad dirt bike accident, broke his pelvis, hurt his back, had to have a rod put in his back. Yeah, I mean, he's okay. He's gonna be fine.
It's got a good story.
Still, that happened on Easter.
On the Lord's Day?
On the Lord's Day. Well, that'll teach him to be out on them dirt bikes on the
Lord's
Day.
It's true. I mean, maybe he wiped out on the rock Jesus pushed out away.
Yeah.
Or was it the Romans? I don't remember.
I don't know. He hit a rut and then basically got thrown down 15 feet.
That'll hurt. Yeah, that's no bueno.
And no matter how good you are at taking flat back bumps, 15 feet's gonna hurt.
Bro, flat back bumps just gave me an idea. We're gonna do flapjack bumps. And it'll be our food truck. We sell little tiny pancakes with powdered sugar. People can snort them. It's pretty niche, I know.
I like the idea though. I feel like there's a market for it.
Bumps. Hey, you. Sorry. Yep. Back to your
especially it ain't powdered sugar on them.
Hey, straight out of Colombia.
But my sister's got my one sister's got some stuff going on that's I could be worse, but still, a problem essentially. I get COVID, then my mom gets COVID, and my brother Jimmy was just like, yeah, that's enough. We're good for the week.
It's enough bad shit going on.
Yeah, basically all in over week and a half. This all happened.
Well, don't forget we didn't record an episode either, right? That's probably the most tragic.
Also that. It is. It really is. Oh man, we were supposed to record Crazy Life last week too, and I just didn't push it because around Thursday I was like, I probably could record, and then I'm like,
you're like,
maybe not. Yeah, like I think we're just gonna push that up. Plus, Jen was going out of town, and yeah, I was like, maybe we'll just see where we're at next week because this is a
sometimes
mess.
you just gotta, you just gotta call it.
Yeah. So I've basically done almost nothing except just, lay around, watch TV. That's basically been it. I really haven't. Well, obviously, I haven't left the house.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Well, I take that back. I left the house once. I went out on the porch.
How dare you?
Because it was nice out. And it felt nice to go outside for, like 10 minutes. And then I was like, oh, I'm starting to get chilled. I had to go back in.
Tighten the robe a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I was out there, en natural under the robe as you do.
That's the only way to wear a robe. Am I right, guys?
Yeah. Just gotta let everything flap about in the breeze.
Sometimes you gotta air it out.
That's right. Like, hey, what's with the wind sound? Oh God,
son of a bitch!
Not again.
Yeah. The weather. I've been all right, I guess. Said it was last week was the first week I worked a decent amount in a while, so I was doing a lot of work last week, basically. I am kind of upset at myself because my PlayStation Plus expired on me. Yeah. And I'm only really upset because I was really playing a lot of streaming games that I don't own. And I'm like, fuck. No, you can't. So I'm gonna re-up soon because I kind of miss it.
I guess you just have to play Skyrim.
I've been playing Skyrim and I started playing Cyberpunk again.
I knew Skyrim because I knew 100% you owned it because there's no way you didn't own it because you have to own it on every platform.
I mean, I haven't bought the Switch one yet, but I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Naturally. I've been playing Cyberpunk again, and good Lord, I forgot how long it takes to actually get to the meat of that game.
I still haven't. I've barely played it. I'm trying to think if I did much beyond like character creation. You mean,
as I like to call it, the character creation in Cyberpunk, dawn physics? Yes.
Yes. Well, I mean, you got to get everything situated, right? And I mean, I like that a video game finally was like, which way do you want to dress?
Right, exactly. Let's see that donger, boys.
Yeah, it's about damn time.
The game's still pretty buggy. Like, it's crashed on me a couple times. Yesterday, I was playing right before I went to bed, and I was on my motorcycle, and I go down the hill, and I get off the bike, and the motorcycle's half sunk in the concrete.
No, that's how you park them.
So yeah, it's still a little buggy, but it is a cool game.
I park like that in GTA all the time. I'll do something, and a car will be like in half in a building. It's fine.
Love breaking the physics.
Yeah,
that's I'm enjoying it though, Brian. It's pretty good.
I need to. Well, obviously, it's in my stack of games, especially since I'm a fucking day one buyer of the game because I pre-ordered it because of how awesome it sounded and looked and everything.
You weren't like me. Then jumped on way late.
Well, if you remember correctly, though, remember when it came out and how buggy it was, and I was like, I'm gonna wait until they put out at least one significant patch. And here we are later, like 4 patches in or something like that.
If you haven't played it yet, you got to set aside a week and a half for updates.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, it's one of the things that I find interesting is how certain games, I don't know, does it just auto update games you play regularly? Because there's certain games it seems to update pretty regularly, and then other games you have to like check for the updates, or it won't update until you go to play the game again. That's
what happened with Cyberpunk. It's like cool, and the game loaded, and it was like 40 gig update.
Right? Yeah, like GTA automatically updates, but I jump on that almost every day.
I swear in my settings for my PlayStation, I have it set. So, I'm saying a lot of S's.
Yeah.
That when it goes into sleep mode, it auto updates in the background. But it doesn't. Why are my games never ready to go?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking too. Because like the other day, I saw someone that was like, the new wrestling game has a good size, update, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and download that. I haven't played it yet, but it was like, I'll go ahead and download it because then when I go to play, I don't have to wait 3 weeks for
Brian,
an update,
you need a shirt that just says I haven't played it yet.
I know. I really do.
Or a hat or something. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I really should I should just jump into fuck, where is it that our shirts are on? Was it Teespring or whatever it is? And just make a shirt.
Yeah,
And
honestly,
avail.
making some fun gamer font or something. I hadn't played
Yeah,
it yet.
I haven't played it yet. Well, what's really funny, I see people that are posting that they're going back and playing stuff like Breath of the
Oh, yeah.
Wild, because was it Tears of the Kingdom, I think it's called,
Yeah.
the new one comes out in just a few weeks. And and I'm like, ooh, that'll be fun, like the new one. I'm like, I haven't even played Tears of the Wild yet.
Why am I so excited?
Or Breath of the Wild. Sorry, I'm confusing the two already.
Yeah, getting yourself all fired up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's be honest. The other side of it is like, I mean, we're just a month and a half from the new Diablo, and let's be honest, that's all I'm going to be playing probably for a while. Because that's what I did with the last one, or 3. Almost said 4. That's what I did with 3. I guess there's going to be one more open gimmick before launch. I think it's in May, like middle of May. I think they sent a thing out the other day saying there's going to be one more shot to where you can use all the classes and.
I mean, that's cool
stuff. Yeah, I don't know if I'll jump in because none of the shit carries over. I know it's another one where like if you get to level 20, you unlock something. I barely played enough to get to. I think I got my guy in the 2 together. I got him up to like level 8 or 9.
That's just a lot of grinding.
Like,
but I guess if people got nothing better to do and they want to, and they're Diablo heads or whatever you call Diablo fans.
I mean, I love the game, but this one was harder too. Like the classes, or at least the class I was playing with that barbarian, it was really. I was also playing by myself. It'd probably help if I would rally, put a team together. Because those games are better that way anyway. But yeah, so I don't know. I'll probably end up jumping in though, because
I mean, but then you're not living up to your T-shirt.
Well, I've already played Diablo,
played it.
So it already played it. Yeah, I've already played Diablo 4, so it doesn't count. So. Otherwise, that'd be a great show. Wouldn't it be great if I worked at like GameStop and just wore that shirt all the time? People are like, "Hey, have you?" I just keep pointing at the shirt. Just
haven't played it yet.
Go ahead and, like you said, make a hat too.
Yeah, you
just
look
in
like
case.
What's his name from 30 Rock?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
no, I watched a couple movies this past weekend though, Brian.
Oh, yes. Did you?
Actually, one was the previous weekend, maybe. Michelle and I watched that one, and I basically. But anyway, I did a little time machine travel, and I watched Hot Shots. I know, right?
Wow. Okay.
Not gonna lie, still holds up in a way. It definitely has some moments where like, but there's some good gags in there still. I mean, I fought a couple times on the couch, and I was just watching it by myself. Michelle's painting. I felt like I was gonna die sometimes. I was. Some of those jokes hit me because I used to watch that movie as a kid religiously, and there's a lot of shit that I missed.
That makes sense, though, right?
Yeah. So yeah, Hot Shots, and then we watched RRR.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. I added it to my queue, but I have not watched it yet.
That is,
especially after Garrett was like, "Hey, that's 3 hours."
We watched it in 2 sessions.
Yeah, that's probably how I'll do it too.
Because we started kind of late one night, and then it just hit the point where like we need a scene break, and then we're going to bed, and then we picked it up either the next day or the day after that, I think. Yeah,
right.
It's worth the watch. It's an outrageous movie. It's the first Bollywood movie I've actually sat down and watched. I've seen a lot of clips from Bollywood.
Yeah, right.
But if you have Netflix, definitely check. And they do have a dubbed version as well. But we always have our subtitles on. And so it was weird because the dubbed version and what it was subtitles as was sometimes different. Yeah, and I was like, I wonder if the subtitles are what they're saying in Indian. And just the dub is just like, just whatever, make it work.
Yeah, just make it work. They got a couple chimps in a room. They're like, whatever they type up, it's fine.
They'll be fine. Blippy and Bloopy are great. Yeah. They've done this before.
Right. Yeah. It was the blurriest of times. Anyway, Simpsons gag.
Simpsons did it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's somebody action scene. It's just outrageous. You really just got to check it out, and don't expect anything in reality, except possibly racism. Definitely racism.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
Fair
whatever.
enough.
Watch it. It's good stuff.
Right.
Fuck
That's
the
what all
British
the R's
Empire. That's what I'm
stand
saying.
for.
Sorry,
Racism,
Si.
racism.
I said
Wait,
fuck the
what?
British Empire. Sorry, Si.
Oh.
That's movies about. It's about.
We're Americans. We're allowed
That's true.
We're supposed to have that. I mean, that's kind
That's
of
our gimmick.
Yeah, that's
That's
what
our
we
thing.
founded on.
I mean, I'm not a. I have
That
this
you-
for some reason, the Bud Light koozie, but I'm not a supporter.
Yeah.
I know, right?
What? How could you not be a supporter? Looks like they're gonna walk that back anyway.
I mean, the billboard.
Yeah.
LOL, crybabies. Was that real?
Yeah. I don't know if
Because if it's
or
real,
not.
it's
I saw
amazing. And bravo, Bud Light.
Yeah. But I know, like I believe they relieved the person in charge of the campaign from their duties, and they're gonna walk it back because they're losing money because of all that shit. I don't understand how they can lose money when all the shitheads were buying cases and cases
That's
of
what I
their
always
beer
said.
just to destroy. Whatever. I really could
I
give
don't.
two
Yeah.
shits anyway.
I mean, I don't drink it, so I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, I've drank plenty of it,
same.
but it's not the beer. It's typically not a beer
No.
I'll go buy.
I
So,
mean,
yeah.
the only time I buy it is for other people, honestly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's fair. Yeah. But I didn't give a shit if they put a trans person on the beer or not. I don't care who they put on the beer. I've never given a shit who or what is on the can.
I don't care. I always look at it, like especially like the craft beers we buy. Oh, that's some cool art.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care
Yeah.
if there's I don't care.
Well, it's interesting, right? Like craft beer I will buy based on the label, because if the label's cool enough, it'll hook you, right? But as far as domestics go, nah. Like how many years, like I take that back. There's only been one time in my life that anything that was a label on something got me to buy something. And that was the old Molson Canadian Red Wings mini
Right.
kegs. I think I still have the mini keg that has like the Red Wings sweater on it. Well, not a real one, but it looks like
it's
the Red
printed
Wings
on there.
jersey. Right. And that was it. And that was the only one that I ever bought for that. Other than that, I don't give a shit. You've heard us ridicule Coors Light for their bullshit with the Blue Mountains.
Turn blue and the beer's cold
Don't
enough
care.
not to taste.
All I care about is that the beer tastes good.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't give a shit what's on
Yeah,
the
that's
label.
exactly.
You could literally put a gaping asshole on there. If the beer's good enough,
if it was gaping ass ale, but it's like 4.75 on Untapped, I'm drinking it.
That's what I'm saying, right? Yeah. Gaping for air. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same. I could give a shit.
Yep.
Like I like if Coors Banquet put a trick, because I do love me some Banquet, started advertising with a trans representative. Do you think I'm gonna stop buying Banquet, Brian?
Obviously you will. You'd buy more so you could shoot it in your
Of course
backyard.
I would. Not.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't care.
So stupid.
I don't care. If you don't like it, don't buy it. That's
Well, that's the funny part is I just don't understand why people get so butthurt over it. Like, who cares? Like, they've made pink cans and people still drank them. They've made, I mean, Jesus Christ, how many men have you seen holding a Natter Days?
For sure.
That may be one of the, least manly cans that there's been in any sort of an alcoholic.
That was the Gaping Ass
still...
Ale was the working title for that beer.
Right. But I've seen more men with those in their hands than women, So it's like, who gives a shit, man? Just drink it. It's so stupid. Just so fucking stupid. Anywho. Anyway.
We went off on a tear there.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay. So I'm trying to remember our timelines here. Were you sick on that gorgeous ass 80-degree weekend we had? Yep. Oh no.
For sure. Yeah. I actually, if I believe right, I felt okay the day when it was 40. Then the gorgeous day, I felt like hot shit. That, if I'm not mistaken, that was that might have been fever day.
No wonder you felt like you're burning up, because it was it was 80 degrees outside.
Well, the real problem was nobody would bring me more cowbell.
That's true. You didn't text me, to be fair.
Yeah, it's true. I didn't. I should. I did think about it actually, because I thought about texting you that I had a fever.
My dumbass probably be like, "How hot? You need a cold rag? I'm right there."
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh shit.
We're at the point now. It kind of sucks. This is where it really sucks. Like that, I'm supposed to still kind of not go out yet, because we're getting to where we need a case of water. We need just the incidentals that you usually just run to the store and get for no time. So it's not a big deal. I'll just order it, and I'm sure one of my siblings will pick stuff up for me. But it's just it's one of those where normally I'd be like, hey, let's run up to the store real quick. I just go take care of it, but now I don't want to.
I
guess I could get it delivered, but it was like stupid me. We ordered pizza yesterday from Vito's, and pizza gets here, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't so much put any like, hey, leave it by the door instructions. And I'm like, well, shit.
Son of a bitch. You just got to play that movie that Kevin played in Home Alone and get the pizzas for free because the delivery guy thinks he's getting shot at.
Well, funny you mentioned that. I actually did get a free pizza out of it because the time they estimated, apparently they had people not show up for work to the point that they weren't answering the phones.
Wow, that seems like a code too.
Because, well, they couldn't because they only had 2 people like working basically, and they were getting slammed. So they needed both of them there making pies, but they got delivery orders coming in through the internet. So they're basically only taking delivery orders through the internet, but it took them like 40 minutes longer than the estimated time. And when the guy showed up, he's like, I am so sorry. He's like, we've just been, getting our asses handed to us tonight. And, hand me a thing. He's like, here's a free large pizza. I'm like, all right. It really wasn't that big a deal, but I was like, hey, free pie,
Those Vito's employees deserve a raise that they'll never get.
Yeah, probably.
For sure.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, that's cool. Got our pizza and
got your za on.
Enjoyed it. It was good. Yeah. I mean, Vito's pizza is usually pretty decent. So yeah. And that cheese bread, mint.
It is gem mint.
Yeah, that was good shit.
We're doing pizza this Thursday, Brian, because I started running a role-playing game with my kids.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you started running, and I was like, God, I hope this sentence doesn't end there.
God, I mean,
I was going to say my friend.
Yeah, I tried getting into running because my mom runs still.
Does she?
Well, she walks aggressively fast now because she's fractured her foot from running twice now.
Oh, okay. Does she have the poles?
No, but I should.
And I'm trying.
I should buy them.
I don't know. You couldn't see
it,
but
exactly
I
what you're doing.
But I didn't for sure do this motion. I did the power walk. I didn't do like she's ski pulling 2 dudes. I have some respect for your mom.
I appreciate that. She's gonna be 70 next year.
Yeah, I for sure wouldn't insinuate mom's out there.
That's so fucking funny though.
Although it would have been funny to just be like, did she have the poles? Yeah, no.
So I started running Vampire the Masquerade, a game that I bought.
Interesting.
When it came out, and I could never get anyone to play.
Oh. It's based on us, I believe.
Basically, right? So I bought the new edition of the book, and I told
with Bobby.
Hell yeah, dude, Bobby Brown's the best. Until he wasn't.
Oh man. It's like, man, this guy's got all this talent. Andy's a vampire. Andy does coke.
Andy beats his wife.
I mean, that's yeah. And listen, everyone's stories are probably
exactly. Everyone's got a skeleton or 18 in their closet.
Anyway, back to vampire.
Yeah, so I'm running vampire. Never, we played Sunday. It was the first session. Went quite well. It's a lot of fun. And let me tell you, when it comes to running games like that, Chat GPT is your best friend. If you need details on some shit, you don't want to sit there and just think it up. It's pretty amazing.
you ever wanted to think but didn't want to
Yeah,
think?
it's basically, yeah. Did you ever want to think of something in the broadest spectrum? Have a program dial it in for you? Yeah.
Duh. Who hasn't? Yeah.
Yeah, it's been very, very helpful for a guy that's, that works and doesn't just can't devote my life to running role playing games.
Sounds
That
like
does sound
bullshit
like
to me.
bullshit to me too.
Pretty sure you should just be, writing campaigns and stuff
But
while
what
you're at
if I
work.
just started dressing up like one of those vampire LARPers because I became the storyteller?
Oh my God. That would
Yeah,
be
right?
amazing. No, here's the thing. I only want you to do it if you're dressing up in different phases of Gary Oldman in Dracula. So today you show up, you're the long-haired little glasses. Tomorrow you're the one with the big
Yeah, the
bun.
big stupid bun.
Yep.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And you're not allowed to mention
No.
it to anybody
Of course not.
because that's what makes it good. It's like the other night we're watching TV and they have apparently Naked and Afraid. First of all, has a show called Naked and Afraid Solo because they used to drop two
Isn't that just
people in
someone
at the same
beating
time,
up?
right? Yeah, no, it's Han Solo.
Okay.
It's he's just naked and afraid.
Because Chewie's naked and horny.
Oh God, it's kind of like the Predator movie at that point. But they have another one called Naked and Afraid Survivor, or not Survivor. I forgot what it's called, but basically they're gonna drop a bunch of people and it's like last man standing.
What, seeing all
kind of a
naked
thing.
people in the woods?
Well, no, and I'm only interested in this if they're allowed to kill and eat each other.
Wear each other's skin.
Yes, then I'm in. Anyway, back to you dressed as.
Oh yeah,
Gary
yes,
Oldman.
yeah. But it feels it's been so long since I ran a game like that. I feel very out of my element. But everyone had a good time, and it's a really easy system to learn. But oh my God, there's so much lore in that universe.
Yeah, I remember
oh
that.
My God.
Yeah, because that was what I was curious about was having to remember. I would assume. I mean, there's probably help out there.
Yeah, there's. I mean, that's with anything on the internet, especially with weirdo goth kids. There's definitely a big clique of vampire people on Reddit and et cetera, where there's all kinds of ideas and whatnot.
Right, you just have to be careful to not get into the Vampire the Masquerade erotica.
Oh, I guarantee that's a thing. Oh
yeah,
boy,
probably.
I don't even want to think about that. Well, a little bit.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Big titty goth girlfriend, right?
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Oh man, and then we're talking about the beautiful weather earlier. I took a chance on that weekend. I bought some packets of Dollar Tree wildflower seeds. Right?
Okay.
Because I've got a lot of areas I want some wildflowers. What I like color.
Well, yeah, you want to sit in your yard with.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to sit in your yard with your parasol and
I
don't know.
I do.
Drink Natterdays.
No, I don't. Yeah, so I just, I mixed some soil. I made sweet love to them, watered them, but keeping care these little seedlings. And we're getting a freeze warning tonight.
Yeah.
And you know how bad it's going to fuck up the crops and shit?
Oh, I know,
God.
right?
I hate this weather war we're in.
Yeah, it really is. That's really where we're at.
I don't think I've told you this story. 'Cause guy I work with, I do like him. We'll keep the names off the show.
Sure.
But it was the day after the beautiful weekend. It was crisp that day,
Right.
And I was at work. The wind was blowing in from the west. All the doors are open. I'm like, I need my
weeds rolling in. Yeah.
I need my hoodie because it's cold as fuck, And
you mean onesie?
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. So I'm zipping it up and I'm walking by him. He's like
I'm Sailor Jupiter. Anyway,
he's like, man, it's pretty cold out today. Huh? I'm like, yeah, it is. He's like, well, you think if they're going to alter our weather, they would at least make it 65 to 75.
Oh my
And I went,
God.
I just kind of look. I must, you know how Brian. Sometimes I think I'm keeping my thoughts to myself, but my face betrays me.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
totally. I do it all
yeah.
the
So I
time.
must
Yep.
have given a
Yep.
look. And he's like, well,
Yeah.
you are aware that we're in a weather war of China right now. He's like, they're gonna turn the Gobi Desert into the next bread box of the world. And I went, I gotta go.
Huh.
And I moved out of my life, and I've told people this story now.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I just, I don't even know what to think when people tell me this stuff because I just, it, for years of reading The
uh-huh.
Onion, you're just like, you got to know that's a joke, right? Like that can't be real. Like you can't really think that's real, right?
But
But, but
evidence says otherwise.
they do.
So I just want to make sure you're aware of our weather war.
I'm glad you let
Yeah,
me know. I
batting the
didn't know.
hatches.
All right. Well, if I see any balloons or anything flying overhead, I'll for sure shoot them down now.
Exactly. I got one of those can launchers. We'll shoot Bud Light at it, buddy.
Yeah, I was gonna get one of those mosquito salt
Ooh, nice.
shooters
We can
for two
underbarrel
reasons.
mount
One,
that.
I was just gonna flaunt it around you,
Oh,
not let
I
you
do
use
want
it.
one.
But
Yeah.
yeah, look what I got, and just I finally launched my TikTok, and it's nothing but those
I would
videos.
subscribe in a millisecond.
Yeah, and everyone, I'll be like, "Suck it, Tony," as I'm shooting things.
I'm not. I mean,
Like,
no joke.
oh.
3 days ago, I was like, "Fuck! I wish I had one of those salt guns," because there's some like little critter up in the corner above our fridge, and I'm like, I would fuck that up right now.
Dude, Michelle has a name. It's kind of rude to
Well,
refer
she
to her
shouldn't
as a
scurry into
critter.
the corners of the roof
Hey,
Yeah.
she's got every right to be up there too.
like a Japanese ghost.
Yeah. Rats. Sorry, you said ghost, and I
Well, of
immediately
course.
thought of rats.
Yeah, so all my shit's gonna freeze. I'm not happy about it because this goddamn
Yeah.
weather war we're in.
Now I'm just picturing you standing outside dressed like your Stardew Valley character,
I mean,
like all sad.
I just have to
your
get
crops
overalls. I already got the red flannel, and he looks just like me.
Yeah.
So
You really should do that. That would actually be really great as a
yeah, it would
video.
be funny, wouldn't it?
Let's do it as a Stardew Valley kind of thing. Like, it would be great. Have the ghost of like your grandfather behind you just shaking his head, like nothing but disappointment.
Should not.
Can't even fucking grow dollar store
left
seeds.
that farm for him.
I should have pulled out. His daddy should have pulled out.
My daddy. Wait, what?
Wait, what? Yeah, that's probably right. He should have pulled out too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if they're gonna grow, but I was like, fuck it, they're $1 like a bag, whatever. You know.
Yeah. I guess you just have to go buy more. If that's
they grow,
the
they grow. If they die, they die.
Yep. Mother Nature was just like, oh wait, what's this? Like, like Mother Nature's just minding her business. Or some, her assistant comes in and he's like, yo, this asshole thinks he's gonna grow dollar store shit in his yard. And she's like, the fuck
exactly.
he is. Like, frost warning.
Make that shit cold.
Yeah. Freeze that shit. Put Blue Mountains on it.
Let them know it's cold.
That's how ice cold this is. Like, damn, that's cold. Like, I know.
Ice cold.
That's why you don't. I mean, listen, what's cooler than being cool?
Ice cold.
Ice cold. All right.
I should have talked about this earlier when we were talking about the beer nonsense. But did you see about the Miller High Life situation?
Yes. This actually made me laugh a little bit because
it's hilarious.
I've for years agreed with how Miller Lite's always like, we're the champagne of beers, and I'm like, you are. Champagne tastes like piss. 100% agree with you. 100% for years have agreed with them.
But I like a High Life.
Well, you like piss though too.
I mean, I am German.
That's why he poured it all over you.
Trying to get the goddamn story pulled up, but nothing's working over here. There we go.
Nice. That's what I like to hear.
Boom. Yeah, it's where was it, in Sweden or France or some bullshit?
Oh, it's in France. It's in the Champagne.
Belgium
Yeah, France.
officials. That's
Oh,
that's
okay. I
yeah,
thought it was in
that's
France.
who
Oh,
smashed it. They destroyed over 2,000 High Life cans because it claims to be the champagne of beers. And you can't be the champagne of nothing unless you came up in the Champagne region of France, like Brian was talking about earlier. It's
yep.
like calling, you can't call or you can call bourbon a whiskey, but you can't call all whiskey bourbon. Same situation.
Right. Yep.
Now, if I was Miller, I would open up a brewery in the Champagne region of France, and then you can be called the champagne of beers.
That would be really funny if they did that. Yeah. Yeah, because I think that same kind of rule applies to, there's a certain kind of I think tequila that's like that too. That like you can't call it a certain thing unless it's basically grown in a certain area, or I don't know. I remember hearing about that once before too, that it's protected similarly to champagne and
It's like
and
my
bourbon.
tequila now, just so basic, bitch.
Yeah. Oh, mine is too. I just remember hearing it on some TV show because I remember I think it was on a Chelsea Handler episode or something, because I think she like goes and actually tries like legit tequila, like that you sip.
No, like some of the shit we had at Canado a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, not shooting tequila, but just nice, easy sipping tequila. Yeah.
What were we even talking about? Oh, the champagne of beers.
Champagne.
Yeah, I saw this too. I thought it was pretty damn funny. And I never considered their slogan being the champagne of beers. That, it would encroach on actual champagne. But as Americans, we don't give a shit about that stuff. But obviously the Europeans do.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's accurate.
Like, hey, you can only get this from there. I think you would have similar, like you were saying with bourbon. I think it'd be similar if you were, calling certain things, that didn't match the requirement levels or whatever, and you were like blue bourbon, and they're like, slow down, Tex.
Yeah.
You jerk. Or whatever.
I mean, that would be like finding out Great Lakes Brewing is making stuff in like Nevada.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Corona, I think, is made in like Florida or something. I think it's owned by Coors.
I mean, that's close enough.
Yeah.
Corona's garbage anyway.
True. It's not made in Colorado, I guess. It was made in the cold mountains of Colorado. Cerveza.
I mean, I'd love to see that commercial. Just like out in the snowy Alps or whatever, or well, I guess I'm sorry, the snowy Rockies, and cute taco party with mariachi band.
Yeah.
In the blustery snow.
Cerveza?
But,
yep. Cerveza,
but then they get the cerveza and they drink it, and boom, turns to tropical paradise. Yeah.
Yeah,
boom.
Of course.
Ads.
Of course. Yeah.
Let's go.
Right. Yeah. Like, do the trees on Coronas turn blue? Every beer Coors owns should have that gimmick put into it somehow. I would have way more respect then. Like, no matter what it is. Like in the banquet, it should just have like a table or something.
Well, it's got like banquets got that like weird little witchy lady on it.
No, I don't. No, I want banquet tables.
Fair enough.
That's it.
The little fires underneath them turn red. Yeah.
Right. The banquet or the people of Banquet, Colorado, require that you put a banquet table on things in order for something to be considered banquet. Otherwise,
I feel like
it doesn't count.
Said banquet like 50 times.
I did. Banquet.
Such a weird word when you think about it. Yeah.
Yep. And a weird frozen dinner too.
Banquet.
Sorry, frozen
dinner. I don't miss any of those frozen dinners, I'll be honest.
Not even Key Cuisine?
Well, that brownie was pretty lit.
I mean, it's going to say like 3 French fries, 2 nuggets, and a brownie.
Yeah. Sometimes an apple crumble.
Ooh. If you're lucky, it'll have corn in it.
Like, you just open up the boxes. Like, oh, this one's got corn. Oh, shit.
Dude, that actually reminds me, going back to AI, this one Twitter group I'm in, someone mentioned a cornado, as in corn and
I love it.
tornado. And of course, we were all like, AI has to have an answer for this, right? Because there's like no gifts really for it. So people were plugging it in and coming up with some really good, like tornadic activity, but with like giant ears of corn. It was great.
Oh, that's amazing.
Right? So then one of the guys goes, wait, and he plugs in Jonathan Davis as a tornado. And it's Jonathan Davis with like his dreads all wrapped around. It was, if I remember it, I'll try to remember to send it to you.
I need all of them, right?
And I was like, this is exactly what AI is for.
Yes.
This right here is peak AI usage. Us just being assholes.
Just Jonathan Davis with dread tornado. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I found it.
Oh my god, that is incredible.
No, oh no, why aren't the pictures aren't loading right now? That's right. I'll have it open so that when I open my phone, it'll show up.
Yeah, that's what AI is for.
Yeah, 100%. That's peak usage right there.
Amazing.
Yeah. The best part to me is I love how it's very much like when we talk a lot of times is like we're here and then it devolves into something else and we're like 19 steps away from it at some point. And that's where it's at the thing that's usually cracking us up the most. And that's where, like, when the guy was like, wait, and then Jonathan Davis, I was like, oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
AI, I love you.
For some reason, Twitter might be down.
Oh, man. Good shit.
Good shit, though. Yeah. I mean, it kind of reminds me of, remember when what was it, months ago when I was like, what'd be fun is on AI to put in like the titles of our podcasts and see what happens. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off. I wonder if now it might pay off a little better. But I don't have access to any of the art ones.
I just have because, I'm that guy. It's actually been ranked as one of the top image creators for AI for free. Bing.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Their AI?
Well, it's powered by Dolly, but you don't have to.
By Dolly, you mean Dolly?
Of course, she's behind everything. Yeah, but you don't have to like pay for charges or anything like that.
Okay, because that's where most of them lose me is that you can get like one a day or something like that for free, and then after that you have to pay and. I'm just like, yeah, but then I lose all the steam.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's like I want to do like 19 and I can only do one, and then I'm like, whatever.
Just
and I move
randomly tell me a name of one of our shows, please.
All right, well, let's just flip back here and we'll go right here. What the hell? Sorry, I don't know where the hell I was.
What the hell?
Brunch spaghetti.
Delicious.
Or squirrel beaks. Take your pick. Squirrel beaks would be way more fun. Go with squirrel beaks. Yeah. Brunch spaghetti is just going to be a plate with spaghetti on it. It's not really going to do
some eggs,
probably. Yeah. I mean, you could, right? I mean, I'm not a fried egg guy, but I could see doing fried egg on top of your pasta. Seen it on Alfredo for sure.
Fucking pasta.
Just a little egg yolk on top, and you mix it in with the pasta.
Yeah,
and really
a little
give it
carbonara
rich
action. Delicious.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. I couldn't think of what it was called. I'm gonna just blame it on COVID.
All right, squirrel beaks is just adorable pictures of squirrels. They don't have beaks. I mean,
sad. I'm very upset by this.
I mean, maybe it's because maybe I have to do squirrels with beaks.
Yeah, like we talked before. I think that's a lot of it is like learning how to talk to the.
We'll just let it do its thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me share this with you,
Brian. All right. Well, on a little somber note, did you see that longtime Mad Magazine artist Al Jaffe?
Yeah,
passed
I did
away?
see that.
That was sad. I mean, man, dude lived a long life, though. 102.
Wow, this is not even that entertaining. There you go.
And once again, it's like a dude who Jesus Christ, I don't like for years. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
really
no.
nothing, is it?
Mm,
Sad. All
yeah.
right, fine. Um, but a guy who you and I got many a
Oops.
laughs and entertainments from all the damn issues of Mad Magazine we've looked at
Oh,
over the
I don't know how to
years.
spell spaghetti. I know. It's big. All right. You know what? Fuck this thing.
Dude, I didn't even realize this. He didn't retire until 2020.
Really?
Holy shit. Yeah, he holds the Guinness record for longest career as a comic artist, beginning with his first publication in Joker Comics in 1942.
Wow.
And then he also did artwork for Playboy, National Geographic. He did the fold-ins a lot of time on the back of Mad.
Of
I'm sure
course,
you
of
remember
course.
those, right?
I
Yeah.
used to have a Mad magazine joke book. I bought it like a garage sale. It was all
Me too.
illustrated by him. Yeah.
Oh,
Or
cool.
well,
Yeah.
I guess I can't say it all because I'm sure there's a lot of the Mad artists kind of emulated his style.
Oh, there's that. Well, there was also what's his name? Mort Drucker and what's the other one? Sergio Aragones
Oh
did a
God,
lot
that's a
of
name I
stuff.
haven't heard in a long time.
So, yeah, so there was, but either way, you can't lose with however it was done. There was a bunch of that. I might even still have some of those Mad books because they were ones that were my brother's that he gave to
Nice.
me. Once I turned, demonably old enough.
Enjoy Mad magazine.
Well, I remember as a kid, there was a lot of stuff in some of the issues that I was kind of like, I don't get this, because it was a little more adult humor, But then once you hit teenage years and stuff, and you're just like,
Yeah, I mean, I do remember that little joke book I had like nudity in it, just very mild nudity.
Right.
Like side boob with it, like
stuff.
one nipple kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, still love side boob.
I mean,
who doesn't, right?
Yeah. Right.
Man, this is one of those things I used to buy on the reg. Was Mad magazine.
Yeah. Oh man, me too. And I was sad years ago, when they quit. Or a few years ago when they quit publishing it. It's just, even though I wasn't buying it, I was still kind of, you kind of mourn. There was something about Mad Magazine being passed along because I think Mad Magazine, essentially, especially for guys, was probably like the precursor to the Playboy. Right. Because when you're 10, you can get the Mad Magazine. It's like, it's still a little old or young to be handing him the Playboys, probably. Right. Even though I was like, listen, I want to read this interview with Henry Kissinger.
Yeah, I'm really just here for the articles.
Right. I want to see Kissinger's side boobs.
Oh, God.
Yep. Oh, who's the centerfold this month? Nixon?
Hell yeah.
Like, no, that's the interview. Even better.
Goddamn Nixon.
Yep.
Yeah, that and Cracked. Which Cracked, I don't even know if their website exists anymore, but for a while they got pretty hot online. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did. You're right, because they were just doing satire stuff, but it was mostly written. Yeah, I think they kind of evolved into that.
The internet's a weird place.
Yeah. I forgot about that because, if I remember correctly, I feel like my parents had more of an issue with Cracked than Mad. Because I think Mad was kind of more mainstream. Cracked, I think they felt was a little more like the Hustler to the Playboy.
And Cracked is open beef.
Yeah. Just every page, too. Didn't even have anything to do with the story.
How is this party article?
Yeah. It's just a big square in the middle of the page, just open beef, and the words are just around, the cartoons are around it. I just don't understand.
It must be abstract. I don't know.
Yeah, sir. Our magazine's selling. Well, what we need more
of course.
beef. Yeah, put a fold in on the back. Well, we can't do a fold in. Matt owns the trademark to that.
Put a fold down. They can rip the back cover off.
Yeah. We'll call it a crumple down. When you crumple it up, it looks like a beef. Why does everything have to be? I don't.
Sir.
We're trying to do a Home Alone sketch here. You know, it'd be funny if he hit with an open
It's out of nowhere. It's crazy.
Like, I don't think this is as funny as you think
What
it
if
is, sir. I'm the one paying the
What
bills.
if instead of nail on the stairs, it's just a beef? He steps right in it, and then it's stuck on his foot. He's trying to shake it off like dog poop.
Like a slipper. What a fucking creep. Now I'm just picturing all the guys in
100%.
What if instead of putting a hot thing around the doorknob, it's a beef? Then his hand smells like
fucking smells like tuna. Get this. He ties a pole to the top. He connects 2 ropes into the ropes he connects. Paint cans. Nah, you idiot beeves.
Where did you go to humor school?
They're connected by piercings, you see. That's where the rope's tied.
You heard of Shibari? Oh boy.
I don't know who this producer is, but he's amazing.
I don't know. I think we need to get a lunch with him.
Exactly.
I think we should pick the restaurant, though. Yep. Otherwise, we're going to a strip club for all you can eat beefs. Yeah. That's their sandwich.
That would be so vile.
Open face beef.
Sear.
You see those pictures like that look like, that are made to where a sandwich is made to look like a vagina. That's basically, it's just those. Like they artfully craft them to look that
those
way.
line cooks, they don't artfully craft shit.
Listen, they are artistes, my friend.
Like, I'll take a Foster's, a beef with cheese, and lap dance, I guess.
Trust me, dude. You don't want the cheese on the open beef. Why not? Like it's just not good.
Just trust me.
Trust me. Don't want the cheese. All right, fine. I feel like I want the cheese.
Like in every other situation, I want cheese.
Yeah. Like there's never been a time where no cheese is the right answer. Trust me, kid. This guy comes walking up. Trust me, kid. You don't want the cheese.
This is the time. He's got a big scar on his face.
Listen to Big Al. He's holding his cigar.
What up in your face? You should have seen the other beef.
Yeah. I got the cheese. Oh, shit. Okay. No
we
cheese.
get it. No cheese. Oh, my God.
All right, fine.
God, put a giant scar on his cheek. His one eye's wonky. I don't want the cheese.
He leaves and like, seriously, man, what happened to him? What did the cheese do? Like, oh, it was really hot, and when he bit into it, it just splashed right up on his face. And when he had his fork in his hand and just carved his face up in his eye, trying to, just get the cheese off his face. I'm like, oh, well, why can't I get the cheese then? Listen, we said you don't want the cheese
because it causes some PTSD.
He sued us for a lot of money. Okay,
he flips the table. He starts throwing shit at us.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, despite the fact it's been like 2 weeks since we've done this, I really haven't done a whole lot in those 2 weeks. Yeah.
Excellent. Did you watch the Mando finale?
I did, Brian. I'm a red-blooded American.
Well, I'm just making sure. All right. What'd you think? You think spoilers?
I saw a lot of speculation online, which annoyed me the whole time because I'm like, if this is right, it's been spoiled. Right? But none of it came to fruition. And I was pleasantly surprised because all the spoilers I saw or foreshadowing I saw online were all like stuff I didn't want to happen. So I was very pleasantly surprised by the by the end there.
I was glad to see it felt a little more like Mando was involved by the end of it, because we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, to where it was like, this really feels like, the Book of Bo-Katan, or no, Bo-Katan's pamphlet, I believe you referred to it as. Yeah. And I was glad to see that even though she still had a large part in it, that, you know, Mando and dude, Grogu in the IG, was it IG
Oh
11 or
yeah,
whatever, or IG 88, whatever the fuck it is. Oh my god, no.
yeah, shit's amazing.
It was
I
so
mean,
good.
he
I
always
loved
needs a
his
battle mech.
interaction.
Yeah.
Yes, his interaction with not Grogu, Jesus, with Mando was just great. When Mando was like, you know, like when he was like, no, you don't need to be in this. Yes. So good. I was dying.
Yeah, that kid
So
always needs a
great.
battle suit.
Yeah. And I appreciate that they showed him doing some real force shit, like
Oh
protecting
yeah.
from the fight. Like, cause that's like top level shit, you know, like that's big time
He's a natural.
force powers. Well, and you notice like afterwards he sat down, but he didn't like
Yeah.
fall asleep. Tells you how, you know, clearly he's stronger in the force
I
than
mean, if you
before.
listen real closely, right when the explosion goes off, you hear him yell Kobe, and then the force field goes up. It's crazy.
Wow, his first words were
crazy.
Kobe, huh? Oh, all right. I was hoping like when they go, you know, when Din Djarin was like, "Hey, go, you know, like dip him in the waters and shit," and she's like, "Yo, he's still a babbling idiot. I can't." So you know, I was so like, "Oh shit, here we go. He's about to talk." You know,
Nope.
no, just
You know what I really wanted?
Old Daddy Jin there jumped in and literally Daddy Jin now. You know what's real funny? Before I watched the episode, I made a joke online that was like, "Wait, I'm like the Mandalorian's really Grogu?" Like you know, the Mandalorian in the title is really Grogu. And Jason from 7 Days a Geek and a certain I can't think of the name of his Star Wars show. It's like a certain View Askew or a certain Point Askew or something like that or whatever it is. He was kind of like ding 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 kind of a thing. And then I watched the episode and I was like, oh, actually, yeah, that actually kind of
lines up
right
a little.
Does yeah, I was saying it mostly because what I was doing that day was I also posted like, holy shit, I can't believe this season of Picard was him just in a bacta tank doing flashback sequences. Just shit like that, which I got one person that DM'd me and was like, not funny, dude. They were, you know, fucking around,
like,
but it was,
like
you know,
really bacta tank at Star Wars, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, shit. I know what Pickard was in. I know who, you know.
He was in that weird blue
Boba
barber fluid.
Right. I know that was Boba Fett, you know.
Yeah, I really wanted to see Grogu in a tiny little Mando helmet. Not gonna lie.
Oh man, me too. I was
that's
so
what
hoping
I was like,
for that.
please give him a helmet.
I know, me too. Yeah, I was too. I wanted that because have you seen those videos where it shows like a dude on a motorcycle and his cat jumps on it and he puts the motorcycle helmet on the cat? That's exactly what
That's a little tiny fucking helmet.
He puts the visor
still got the
down.
ears sticking out, you know.
Yep. I wanted that, and then I wanted beep,
yeah.
You know, like right afterwards.
Credits.
Yep. Damn it. I was so hoping.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I definitely wasn't disappointed. It was, there's that freeze warning. Just got the alert.
Son of a bitch.
It didn't really, honestly, to me, feel like a season finale, though. I mean, I know they ended, well, as far as we know, ended the arc of the bad guy that finally revealed himself. But it just felt so like...
Or did they? Because
I know, yeah.
Soap opera comic book theory.
Yes. But it seemed like just kind of like, oh, well, we don't have any more episodes?
So that's a thing? Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, well, this is over now.
That is the only reason that happened. Like, when they went back to Mandalore, like I was saying before, I was like, I feel like there's still, like, episodes where it could have been essentially them fighting with those creatures that were on there that Bo and Mando fought. You know, they kind of ambushed them and whatever. It was like, you know, it's like there's like, you know, 50 Mandalorians and it's like, okay, now we own the planet? Like not this city. not the playoffs, but practice.
Playoffs?
Yeah. Shit, we're mixing two now because I'm doing the Allen Iverson,
No, you're right, because, that small little group of Mandos.
Which grew quite a bit from one scene to the next.
Well, I guess there was a lot inside that ship.
There must have been, because Bo-Katan's like, yo, I'm going to kick your ass. She kicks his ass, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now we got like 900 Mandos with us.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
Like,
there was like 20 on that planet with him.
Like, where'd you guys come from?
I guess they were all in camouflage or something,
Oh, shit, you guys in town for the Mando convention?
Yeah. Come on with us. Over.
Crazy.
We're going to go take Mandalorian back. Oh, all right. Well, I guess we're in.
Well, since we're here.
Yeah,
we drove all this way.
Yeah.
Just another couple exits.
I did just charge my jetpack.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
I guess, yeah.
That was cool.
It's the Muppet, yeah.
I kind of miss having it because, like, Wednesday, I'll be like, oh, shit, Mando's on. And now.
I mean, we're all having, Daddy Pedro withdrawals now. I mean, no Last of Us, no Mando. I mean, God damn it.
True.
We need something here.
I mean, I still need to watch Narcos, so I guess I can go there.
There you go. Yeah. I think he needs to just have a variety show is what needs to happen.
Oh, nice.
Where he just does whatever he wants to do, basically, for half an hour.
Yeah, people will be like, yeah.
It has to involve him guiding a child at some point, though.
That's true.
But aside from that, no requirements. He can do whatever else he wants the rest of the time. But there has to be a good segment of him.
There's a bit where he's just a school crossing guard. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Done.
I'd watch that. Yeah. That's his next show.
Yeah.
The
crossing guard.
The crosser.
Yes. He looks all badass in his orange vest with his little stop sign.
You see the walk sign come up, and all of a sudden he squints and pew! Like, it's time to go to work.
The crosser.
Flag. Yeah.
From the people that brought you. Oh God, I can't remember the name of that movie. That Statham movie where to keep his heart going. What the hell is it called?
Transporter?
No, not that one.
No, that's not the Transporter.
The one where he's on drugs.
Shit, I can't think of the name. Crank.
Yeah, it's for the people who brought you Crank.
The one where he like folds that woman over the trash can because he's got to keep his heart rate up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that was Crank 2, Electric Boogaloo.
I think you're right. It was. Yeah.
But still.
Yeah. I swear my heart's going to blow up if I don't, fold you over in public here. Oh, well, okay.
Like, I mean, if it's for medical needs.
I'd hate to see you die in front of everybody.
She's still talking.
Yeah.
Wait, you're done already?
He hasn't even lifted her skirt yet.
Exactly. Sorry, I was over here. He looks at the camera. Cranking it.
Oh, dude, that's the new prank show, Cranking.
Just some dude in the corner beating off every time. Oh, God. You've been cranked.
Not just a dude. It could be either.
Could be either. Yeah, good.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Cranking off and be, what the hell? Spider-Man him and be like, you got cranked.
From the makers of Crankers comes Animal Crankers. Not as popular.
No, but really funny to, just monkeys beating off. And like, I don't know, man. The original was a lot better.
It's like a couple out to a really nice dinner, and the waiter comes out with the serving tray. He pulls the lid off. There's just a monkey beating off under it.
I would be totally in for that show.
You've been cranked.
Oh,
Animals.
My God. I would laugh so hard if that was what happened. Your entree, ma'am.
Your entree. It's a fucking monkey just cranking off. Oh my God.
Doing it. Yep.
Furiously.
Like, oh, then they both look at the waiter. You rascal.
Oh, you.
Not again.
It's like,
every time with this place.
It's like, look over there. There's a camera there. There's a camera there. There's a camera there.
The guy gets just furious, like in the Chris Farley coffee commercial. Yeah. And he's like, this fucking place, every time we come in here, it's never food. It's a fucking monkey jerking it. Yes. Sir, cranking it.
It's cranking it.
See the t-shirt on the production crew?
Yeah.
Crank it.
This is some of a clipboard says cranking it on the back.
Yeah, of course, yeah. hat, lanyard, everything.
Energy
Apple Watch
drink.
band. Yeah. Yeah, drink.
Cranked energy, the official energy drink of crankers.
Just a monkey on the side. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, Jesus. That'd be terrible. I mean, I would watch for at least a little bit. It's like, we're flipping through the channels yesterday and The Purge was on. I was telling my mom the premise of it. And I'm like, if there was a way to do it to where you knew people didn't actually get hurt, I would love to see what happens.
Oh, God.
But without the fear of getting hurt, blah, 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 you kind of can't get a real grasp of what people would do.
Right, for sure.
But the problem is if you didn't put those parameters on there, there'd be a lot of murder and rape.
Oh, my God. It'd be so bad.
Yeah, and cranking.
Yeah, so much cranking.
So much cranking.
And don't forget cranking animals.
Right, cranking.
Yeah.
God. Coming up next, cranking plants. Like, no, you've just gone too far.
Jump the shark.
Cranking dolphins.
And of course, because Crank is such a popular show, it gets Crank Week.
Yeah, of course.
Naturally.
Oh my God! Can you imagine you got David Attenborough narrating one of them, and
well, of course, it's majestic.
No, forget that. The best one would be, you saw that one with Matthew Berry when he's doing it, right? Where he's narrating like a wildlife. Yes. It would be like that. Would be fantastic.
It would be amazing. Yeah.
Ooh.
Good times.
Anyway, speaking of not safe for work stuff, did you see Imagers banning NSFW content?
Yeah, they're going to lose like 80% of their posts.
How in the hell do these companies not go, hey, let me show you Tinder, or not Tinder. Let me show you Tumblr real quick. Because Tumblr went from being a pretty well-used platform to dead.
Yes.
To where it's back, but it's still,
Is it?
No.
Exactly.
No. And I mean, meanwhile, I saw like their thing here. It's like this decision's bound to set Redditors everywhere into a tailspin, which makes sense because a lot of people used Imager as the third party, host for their stuff. But it's like, why are they doing this? Did you see why?
I'm assuming they don't like money.
Yeah, it says the company announced that explicit content can no longer be posted, which includes any explicit or implied sexual acts, as well as full or partial nudity. So no cranking it clips on Imager. That's right out.
That's where they're going to lose all their money.
Yep. The policy also includes the removal of all content depicting pornography or nudity that was posted in the past.
It's going to be a lot of posts that are going to be gone.
Here we go. Okay. The platform said this change is an important step in Imager's continued efforts to remain a safe and fun place on the internet. Bullshit. And expressed its gratitude to the users with a gif of a puppy to try and cut the tension. While maintaining user safety on the internet through mechanisms like banning non-consensual porn is crucial and notable. That I can get behind.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Imager seems to not understand what its own user base is doing on its platform. That's what I was getting at. Oh, go figure. They also mentioned Tumblr in this.
Oh, weird.
Because that's exactly what's going to happen is people are going to go, okay, let's find another service that allows us to do what you used to let us do.
Yeah, it's like
Seems real dumb to me.
I'm a Imager user. I'm a fan. Mm-hmm. I look at it probably every day.
I don't like I used to, but I'm on there off and on, or a lot of times you send me shit from there. I mean, it's all just horrible graphic, pornography. But
cranking. It's ideas for cranking.
It's all cranking animals, let's be honest.
But I think only once stumbled on nudity. Because if you look at their popular or their user subs, like not safe for work shit's hidden. I don't hide. Yeah. Like I've got all my settings set for, I want to see everything.
Oh, sure. I think I've seen more like questionable violent content than I have nudity.
That is very accurate. Yeah.
Same with Reddit, in fairness. Like I see way more, well, probably not. There is a lot of nudity on Reddit, but
it just depends on where you'd surf to.
Yeah, true. Yeah. But on Imager, most of what I've seen is, because it's similar to like if you have the NSFW subreddit up to where it's like you don't know what the hell you're gonna get. And that's the way Imager, that's the way I kind of approach it. To me, Imager should be for like, really, it should be for 18 and older.
Yeah,
So you
yes.
can view any of these things. And like you said, you can turn off NSFW content, and they're pretty good about like if something's on there and it's not marked, they take it down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Same with, a lot of Reddit stuff is that way too. If you're in various subreddits, they're very much like, hey, everything in here has to have a mark or whatever, because if you don't, we'll just take it right down.
Right.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't. Stupid. I mean, there's unless there's some weird motivations behind it when they're trying to push to be more all ages and advertise that way.
That's the only thing I can think. It's got to be, right? Otherwise, why would you want to take away what is literally the meat and potatoes, no pun intended, of your site?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. That's weird to me. I mean, especially now with cranking and cranking it animals coming out.
Exactly.
They're gonna miss out on that whole money making train.
A flood of it coming.
Yeah.
Crank load. Yeah, I know. I thought that was weird too.
Yeah. Very, very, very strange.
Whatever, Imager, however you want to say it.
Yep. R.I.P.
I'll still enjoy your fun content because that's what I go there for.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I think it'll still be fine to use. It's not like I go there looking for pornography or violent stuff. I'm actually be happy if they would eliminate some of the violent stuff, because there's a lot of that I'm like, I really don't want to see.
Yeah, I didn't need to see that.
Yeah, there's a lot of that where
I would much rather see titties.
Yeah, titties don't traumatize me.
No.
Well, once in a while, but not typically.
But it's not one of those things you wake up in the middle of the night going, oh, God.
Yeah, because even traumatic titties, there's a good story behind them,
Traumatic titties?
Yeah.
Is an amazing name for something. I don't know what, but I love it.
I mean, again, I'd rather see traumatic titties than gaping asshole.
Yeah, exactly. For sure.
Boy, I'll tell you what, it sure is fun some days when I'm like, oh, I'm going to look at my Twitter news feed, and I'm like, oh, gaping pussy, asshole.
Like, lovely.
Like, Jesus Christ. Like, it's 9 a.m. Like, what are we doing here?
I'm seeing the insides of way too many people.
Yeah. Like, I'm not supposed to be able to see up into your guts, like, before breakfast, typically. I mean, unless you're like in my house, that's a different story.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Listen, I'm gonna get the telescope out. And we're gonna have some fun. But hey, whatever,
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So I have 2 shut up and take my monies for this week, unless you have something else.
No, let's see them. I love shut up and take my monies. Let's go.
All right. So the first one is that Retro Clothing is the name of this company, apparently. They're actually making the assassin sneakers that Ned Flanders wears in one of the episodes of The Simpsons. I don't know if you remember them. They're like the high-end training shoes that Homer just has to get. And
oh, these are amazing.
Right? I kind of want a pair of these. I mean, I'm sure they'll be stupid expensive, but I would love to have a pair of these. Yeah, the pre-orders already are sold out, of course.
Yeah, these are pretty sweet.
Do you notice these even say Homer on the back of them? Because you could get them personalized. Like Homer got them personalized. Now they did change the design a little bit if you look, because like in the cartoon where it says assassin, you can see kind of a hidden Nike swoosh right there.
Yeah.
On the actual shoe, it's got like the Nike swoosh turned upside down, and I don't believe they're like from Nike. They might be Nike shoes that they were, done or whatever, but if not, Nike will probably be litigating the fuck out of this.
I mean, yeah, these are great.
They're great, though. Yeah. They did a pretty good job. They're not exact, but they did a pretty good job making the shoe.
I mean, they look cool as hell.
Yeah. I agree. I'll have a link. They look
like those Pizza Hut sunglasses you used to have.
Yeah. Wish I still had those.
Oh yeah. Shut up and take my money.
Nice. All right. So the other one is, I haven't done a Funko Pop one in a little bit, and these aren't anything extravagant. These are mostly commons, but they announced like a whole new line of or a group of pop rocks, which are, you know, like music
Okay.
ones. They're doing a Janis Joplin one. They're gonna have a Funko exclusive like blacklight version, which I think is pretty appropriate. They're doing a Bon Scott one. My favorite one is they're doing a Michael Jackson one where he's up on his tiptoes, leaning
nice.
forward. So I for sure got to get one of those. They're doing a Soundgarden Bad Motorfinger album with the 4 guys from Soundgarden.
Nice.
Couple U2 ones, but who cares?
George Clinton, I see. That's sweet.
George Clinton one's pretty dope. Yeah, another one from What's His Nuts from Ghost. Silver version of Corey Taylor. That's a Hot Topic one. And then Usher also. And then a recreation of the Bad album cover with a Michael Jackson pop, which there really needs to be a fat.
Oh my God. That would be amazing.
They for sure need to make that. But yeah, like I said, the 2 on here that I'm all like gotta have are I want the Soundgarden one and the Michael Jackson where he's up on his leaning forward on his toes, because that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, those are sweet.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So, pretty good group of ones on there. The George Clinton one's pretty cool. That might be one I have to grab too. I don't know. I'm hoping that there's some other ones, because George Clinton is known for wearing some crazy ass shit.
Oh, for sure.
Over the years. And by the way, if anyone listens to or has heard of, there's a podcast called Broken Record that him and Rick Rubin just had a chat on the other day, which was a pretty good listen.
Oh, nice. So,
yeah. And on that note too, I listened to Song Exploder where it was Seal, and he was talking about Kiss by a Rose.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, I forgot just how gorgeous of a voice that man has.
But, absolutely. Them cheeks though.
Yeah, well, whatever. But and it was funny though, like listening to the song, because it just took me back to the music video of it where he's standing next to the bat signal, and they, you know, and they cut in clips from the movie and everything, you know.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how like that song would have never been a big hit, but he was friends with a guy who was friends with Joel Schumacher. And Schumacher heard the song and was like, well, we got to put this in the picture. But it didn't fit the love scene in the movie. So he was like, well, we'll just put it in at the end. And had they not done that, I guess it charted it like 60th, and then it dropped to 80, and it was off the charts after like 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
But then that movie came out, everybody heard it and was like, hey, this is kind of a beautiful song. And, you know, and all of a sudden it became the giant hit that it turned into.
Wow, good job, Seal.
Yeah.
Way to be on a Bat soundtrack.
I know, right? Well, I mean, you know, Prince did some bangers on that.
Bat Dance, am I right?
Yeah, U2's got, oh, God, what is it? Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me, I believe it's called. On that one Bat soundtrack, that's, I think, a pretty good song.
Wow.
I mean, I like it.
I feel like I need to go down a rabbit hole of Batman soundtrack listening.
I feel like we need to go down a rabbit hole of Batman.
Now we're talking. But, Brian, because we'd be listening to...
Oh, yeah,
we'd have to do it for our Patreon people. And anyone who wants to join eventually.
Yeah. I mean, I set you up. You might as well just go.
Okay, patreon.com. Check us out with Salty Language on there. We do nonsense. And very soon, I've got a great idea for this. I'll tell you after the show, Brian. I'm going to be doing my Creed listen along. And we definitely should do a Batman soundtrack. I don't know if I want to call it a listen. I don't know. We'll figure out something. But
we'll have to decide, because there's a lot of Batman movies.
Well, we just do them like one episode as an album.
One at a time? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm down. All right.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah. Check us out. Salty Language on Patreon.
Sweet.
I got the Kiss from a Rose video going right now on for the video watchers.
So good.
Yep. Yeah. All right. I wish I had an open silk shirt and a lot of wind.
I mean, you could.
Delicious ebony pecs.
I mean, you could, but I don't know that it's socially acceptable.
That's true.
I mean, we can get some paint straight out, but
squared all the way.
I mean, you got to get the pecs.
That's
first.
True. They're there somewhere. I got shaved down.
Yeah.
Probably go keto for 6 months again.
Yeah. you might be better off just buying one of those things or just pulling the Annie Letterman thing and just spray painting them
perfect.
on.
I love it.
Yeah.
Graffititis. Graffititis?
Oh, careful.
Graffiti?
Graffiti.
Nefertiti?
Wasn't? No, I was going to say Nefertiti. Yeah, I don't.
That's enough Kiss from Rose watchers.
All right. Well, let's move on to Q of the W.
Man, all right.
If you yaunt to.
Yeah.
As my folks say back in West
Oh,
Virginia.
I think my mouse just died. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So
sorry.
So 2 weeks ago, I almost said last week. Got a habit.
It's brand. Yeah.
We asked y'all, what's the most overpowering taste you've experienced?
Yep. it's the open faced.
The open faced beef and cheddar, cheese and beef.
Yeah. Beef and
cheddar. My bad.
Right. When Arby's getting mad.
That's true. That's why I named it that, because you get around the Arby's clause.
Right. No cheddar either.
The beef Montana was short-lived.
Yikes.
It's beef sky country.
That's terrible.
Sounds like a Cthulhu video.
It does.
The old gods have risen. There's beeves in the sky. Okay. Anyway.
I mean, now I want to see a Cthulhu movie, whereas instead of like a Cthulhu, it's just it's just some like vagina, like hybrid vagina tentacle monster thing. Basically a female reproductive system, the fallopian tubes and everything, just flopping about.
I like it.
But it's also somehow demonic.
Like the Thing got a hold of it. Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
You're talking about like the ever loving Thing, right?
He beat it up. He was bored one night.
Yeah. Oh my! Anyway, moving on.
Get a little powder out of his rocks or something.
It was clobbering time.
God damn it! All right. Anyway, Zach says he had a blue cheese mousse. Wow, paired with a red wine poached plum in Paris when I was there. That blue cheese mousse was strong.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Yeah.
The mousse, I bet the mousse flavor especially was strong.
Not Paris, Canada.
Oh, so it wasn't like a Filet-O-Mousse with with blue on it.
A Filet-O-Mousse.
Yeah, it's famous at McDonald's up in Canada. Filet-O-Mousse.
Sounds so good.
It's got a real hearty blue.
Yeah, like blue cheese sauce. It's the bun's cut so it looks like an antler.
Ooh, delicious.
And artsy.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right. Trying to think of a McRib joke. I got nothing. Diamond Top fan Kiki. She says it's a toss-up between durian fruit, which despite the smell, tastes and has a mouthfeel like custard. I've heard that. And a revived Mongolian recipe for a fermented horse milk. It sounds awful, but actually has a very pleasant and strong taste that has no real way to describe how rich and delicious it is.
Wow. Apparently she drinks only the finest horse milks.
The finest. The champagne of horse milks.
Champagne. Yep.
Jeff from Hobie, he says ranch flavored ice cream. That's like the whitest shit I've ever heard in my life.
They recently had that. Yeah, there was like a Hidden Valley Ranch ice cream that was out. I remember they tasted it on one of the more recent episodes, I believe. No thanks.
Ugh.
Yeah, amen.
Diamond Top fan Dev, he says overpowering but bad. Malort. Enough said, which I've heard of. I know it's a alcohol of some sort, but I don't know what it is.
Sounds really familiar.
Like actually, I've heard at the Geek Easy in Toledo, they just posted.
That's where I saw it.
They just posted they have a bottle of it.
Okay, that's where I saw it. I was like, I just saw
that. It's like
that
becoming
somewhere.
a thing. I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that they said they won't recommend it, but they do have it. So it must not be very good or an acquired taste.
And then Dev also tags on overpowering but good. The tears of MAGA conservatives when they discovered their preferred brand has gone woke. Oh, Devry.
Like I did see, he said he bought a 30 rack of Bud Light. You know, he's trying to do his best to offset the Kid Rock.
I guess. Oh my goodness. So that's what I got on Face page. Let me check the Instas. Oh, our friend Monica. She says cardamom.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I've had it on its own. I'm sure I've had it in something, but not really an on its own
You know,
kind of
just snacked on
situation.
a chocolate coated cardamom pod.
No, no,
Delicious.
sorry.
Delicious.
No. One of the production people on Cranking It tried to get me to try some
That
of
wasn't a
it.
cardamom
I
pod.
wasn't taking it. Yeah, I wasn't taking anything out of their hands. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. It's the old, cheese sandwiches and hand jobs.
Yeah, exactly,
joke.
right?
Wash your hands and
Now
make me a
wash your
sandwich.
hands. All right.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all I got over here, man.
All right. Well, beside a geek pod says first time I tried a Belgian sour, straight up vinegar, and wasn't expecting it. Was about to send it back, but someone beat me to it, and I overheard the bartender explaining that's what it tastes like. Now it's one of my favorite
There you
styles. All right, fair enough. I guess
sours are an accustomed taste.
this one's going to be a great inside joke more than anything, and it's from our pal Garrett, and he says liquid animal. End of story.
Mean, that's fair.
And I'm going to do my best. I can't tell the story he told because the story was too good, and I feel like it needs to be lost in the ether for those of us who experienced it originally. But I'm a carpenter. You see, it's what I do, or something like that, or I'm an electrician. I don't remember how it started, but anyway, it was basically a bucket of an animal that had been in that bucket for a long time and liquefied.
Yeah, I believe he
that's about, I think,
popped the lid open on the 5-gallon bucket and then discovered the liquefied corpse.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah. So, and we didn't personally experience it, but I feel like we did.
I feel like I've been there too.
Yeah, because he described it in such detail and such with us that I really feel like we were there.
I agree 100%.
And let's see. I should probably have. There it is. I was looking to make sure that Cheeto didn't send 2 since he had 2 weeks. He said the strongest taste for me. I can't say that it's really the right answer, but it's a very prominent memory of a very strong and very different flavor than anything I had before. A kiss from a rose. Oh, no. Old Bay seasoning.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Said I was probably 12 and my parents had taken me downstate to which means north, I believe. Because for some, no, I'm just kidding. For some reason, have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
Like people here, like my family is in West Virginia, right? If they're here, people will say, oh, they're coming down home, meaning coming from West Virginia to Ohio, almost Michigan, but they referred to it as coming down home. Now, if you're going to West Virginia, you're going back home. So I don't understand why. Cheeto, maybe you can explain this for me. I don't understand why they can't understand that there's north and south.
Don't forget east and west.
Like, no.
Too many directions.
No. Well, there's west. Listen, there's only Virginia and West Virginia. No. Ain't no East Virginia, North Virginia. No, anyway, so he says he was probably 12 and his parents had taken him downstate to the Seneca area. There's a town called Petersburg where we stayed for a night at a very old restaurant with the special being crabs. Not the scratch off your cock kind, liar. I mean a big-ass crab boil, and they covered your table in newspaper and gave you a huge pile of crabs, the grunt kind, even though he didn't say that part. I'm just making sure everyone understands. Said I'd never experienced anything like it, and being 12 and unaccustomed to it, I really didn't and still don't care for Old Bay seasoning.
Wow.
Hey, he's making it.
I was like, I got Old Bay in my pantry right now.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Old Bay in your pants right now. Nice. Well, you got to season the crabs.
Got to season the crabs.
I mean, it had to be said.
By the way, I have another. I've got another thing we can add to the cranking platform. No,
crabs?
Cranking and afraid.
Oh, God. Is that where you have to go into high danger areas
Naturally.
and crank it? Like you can't get caught, otherwise you lose, I guess.
Last
one
like
standing.
Probably somebody's thing.
Probably is. Yeah. Ugh. Um, shoot, I was gonna.
Old Bay. We were Old Bay
There
in
was
it.
something. No, I'm trying to remember where I was going, but I think
Mayonnaise.
it's gone.
Ranch
Man.
seasoning.
No. I think it's gone.
Cranking.
It's gone. No, it's gone. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not.
You
I am a fan of the Old Bay, though. I'll be honest.
Yeah. I've not had it a lot because I'm not a seafood guy.
Do you throw it on like a potato or something?
Yes, I have. I've had it on fries actually. I've had it on crab cakes. And it was,
that's
nice.
the day stripper crab cakes.
Yeah. Listen, she didn't mind and I didn't mind. Little sugar, baby. Like, make them titties real nice.
Little Bay.
Old Bay, baby.
You pull this like leather lanyard from around your neck. It's just a bottle of Old Bay.
Yep. Yeah. Hitting her like Salt Bay.
I always take it with me. Oh, you got the extra chunky sprinkling Bay? Nice.
Of course. What am I, a savage? No, I got their hot sauce.
I've tried that. It was all right.
Yeah. I feel like they should just stick to their lane, Like they dominate the market they're in.
It's what everyone does now, though. Like I'm not surprised there's like Ricola fucking gelatin snacks out there or something.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say hot sauce.
The hot sauce from the smooth slopes of the Netherlands or whatever.
Yeah, with that, alleged honey taste.
I always said Ricola because I got them right here from when I was dying months ago. These are just scattered remains of my sick bag.
Yeah. Sick
you gotta have yourself a little care package.
I don't know, man. The scattered remains of a sick bag sounds like a great name for a metal album.
It really does.
Just picture it in that, like, everyone uses it metal font.
Scattered remains of a sick bag.
Yep. Or of a sick bag is take your pick. Scattered remains or of a sick bag is the name of the band, and the other is the album name or song.
I kind of like them all as one title.
Scattered Remains probably.
Yeah, that sounds like a band name, legit. I mean, honestly, so does Sick Bag.
Yeah. It's true, it does. Right. But Remains of a Sick Bag. That's where because a lot of the metal bands have got like those long names that are a phrase instead. So Remains of a Sick Bag would be, or Scattered Remains of a Sick Bag. I could totally see being it playing Coachella next year.
Absolutely. Knocked Loose, by the way, killed it. I do like some Knocked Loose. I don't think Coachella is ready for something like that. Probably not. Anywho.
No.
What do we got this week, Brian?
I hope Coachella was ready for former guest of the show, Jacob Givens, and his mustache to go visit it, though. He shaved his beard down to his mustache and
sexy stashing it, huh?
Was getting all close to different acts at Coachella this past weekend.
Just gonna let you know, eventually in a couple of years we're gonna have Crankchella. Yeah.
Crankchella. All right. Is there gonna be a Crankchella
well,
animal?
Of course.
Also?
It'll be a separate tent though.
Okay.
It's like the petting zoo. It's the cranking zoo.
Oh God, the cranking
it's
zoo.
the heavy petting zoo.
I'm pretty sure ICP already probably has
probably
that
right.
at the gathering. I'm pretty sure they already have the crank zoo and a petting zoo.
The old crank zoo.
Oh man, just spraying Fago
that
everywhere.
Is?
Sure. It is now. They put it up their pee hole.
Oh, that sounds awful. That sounds like Juggalo shit, honestly.
They just put their thumb over it and shake their dick for a minute. And just spray it around.
Oh my God. Man, Rocket Ride burns.
It's the old Fago pullout. Yeah.
The infamous Juggalo Fago pullout.
Yep. Oh man.
I mean, Fago pullout sounds like something they would make. You know?
Yeah. It does. Oh my.
All
My.
right.
All right. Okay,
Show's
so
getting
1
a
through
little too
7.
silly.
A little bit.
How about 4?
All right. What ruins cake for you? The old Fago pull out.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yikes.
What ruins cake? Too much frosting.
Cranking in animals.
That's a theme of the cake.
Oh, that'd be a
It would
great
be.
cake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too much frosting, especially frosting with food coloring in it, because it gets that weird bitter flavor.
Oh,
You know,
yeah, I'm with
piss
you on
off with that.
Yeah,
But
sure.
I'm really not a huge. I like some I like enough. I'm like Goldilocks with frosting. It's got to be just right.
Yeah,
Too much
I
fuck you.
get you.
Too little fuck you.
I'm with you on. I'm with you on that too, because I'm very much the same way. That's a good way to ruin. Although on the upside, typically you can, like, if you're getting like a store cake and it's got like the 14-inch icing on the one side, you can at least fork that off of it, and kind of go down to what you're looking for. But for me, like, just so I'm not giving the same answer as you, it's like it's just dry cake. There's nothing worse than, especially chocolate. There's nothing worse than you see a chocolate cake, it's all frosted, looking sexy, winking at you, giving you the, telling you to go ahead and crank it,
Naturally.
and you cut into it and you're just like, oh, this is the driest, because nobody likes going in dry.
No, not at all. It's rude.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. No one wants dry cake. But I hate so much when you just cut into a cake and you're just like, wow, was this made like 4 days ago? Like, this is just
I see
terrible.
you subbed sawdust for flour. That's cool.
Yeah, right. Because even with frosting and stuff, it doesn't rescue it. Same with brownies too. Honestly, there's nothing worse than when you get like that cake kind of brownie, and you cut into it and you're like, oh, this is just so dry. Like, what are you doing? Now I gotta like put this in a bowl of like melted ice cream.
My fudgy brownies. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So yeah, plus there's the other thing about cake is that it's cake. I'd rather have pie.
I'm a fan of both. I mean, someone puts a nice big cake in my face, I ain't gonna be too angry.
Giant cookie cake. Can you call it cake?
Yes. I mean, it's not really a pie.
Yeah, but it's not a cake
because it doesn't have a crust.
It's just a big fucking cookie.
It's a cookie. I mean, I ain't mad. Listen, I'm a man who makes a giant.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, but I'm just saying, is it cake, or should they just advertise it as big fucking cookie?
Now let me ask you this: what if you layer it? If you do like 2 or 3 of them, is it a cake then?
Becomes cake-like. One layer is not a cake.
Right.
One half-inch thick cookie dough layer is not a cake. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's like a thin crust pizza.
It's a cracker with pizza toppings.
That's not a pie. Yeah, it's a cracker with pizza toppings. You're right. Yeah, because I've for sure had where they've done the old frosting in between the 2 cookies, and first off, diabetes.
Health risk for sure.
You better have an insulin.
That's the bitter flavor in the icing. It's just insulin they just pumped in there. Yeah, right.
It's actually smart. You might as well just get it in there. Just like, this is weird. I really thought this would spike my blood sugar. Be like, oh, this is the new insulin cookie. Delicious. Yeah, that I can get behind, but I'm with you. Otherwise, it's just a cookie. And you shouldn't be allowed to call it a pie or a cake until you've done something. You either have to put a crust on it to make it a pie, or you have to put layers to make it more cake-like, I guess.
All right.
Or something. Or a lasagna. At that point, you could call it a cookie lasagna, I guess. I'd be okay with that. Yeah. I like it when cake's on me.
Well, I got another one for you for cookie cake then.
I have a quick one for you for something else that ruins cake for me. Not putting out a new fucking album. Anyway, moving on.
It's a very good one. That's probably my favorite answer we'll get, just because it's clever. I like that.
Right.
I
went to
distance. Did go to distance. It was going for speed.
Yeah. I tried.
Would you rather have cookie cake or just a platter with a bunch of cookies?
The downside to cookie cake is that they can get dry.
Exactly.
because you can over and or
Yes.
undercook them, because sometimes the
Yeah.
middle doesn't get cooked all the way, or to cook the middle, sometimes the outside. Because I like the nice crisp edge on the cookie, nice and soft on the inside.
For sure.
That's how I
You like your
prefer
cookies
them,
medium rare,
you know?
like a gentleman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, and on the cookie cakes, you can't really
No,
achieve
it's just
that
well done.
because, like I said, yeah, you kind of have to do it well done so you get
Yeah.
the whole thing cooked. Because last thing you want is like, oh wow, well, I mean, listen, cookie dough is delicious too, but when you're getting it in that aspect, for some reason, it isn't.
So
delicious.
what we're saying is cookie cake is the chicken breast of the cookie world. You got to cook it all the way through.
Yes.
Individual cookies
so.
are like good steaks. See, I'd rather have individual cookies too, for the same reason. I think they're better overall than a big giant cookie. You know?
Yeah, I would too, because I've had a lot of dry cookie cake over the years versus having, I mean, yeah, you can have dry cookies too. Obviously leave them in just a little too long, get a little rare, or not rare, sorry, a little done on them, or a little too far medium, if you will.
But
so yeah, I'm with you. I'm very much a medium rare cookie guy. I want it cooked, but I want it to where it's got
soft.
that nice crispy edge.
Yeah.
Yep, but I want it soft and chewy on the inside. So them chocolate chips, when I kind of pull it apart, you get that like
the stretch.
Yeah.
It's sexy. That's what every cookie lover wants.
It is.
I also feel like if you take the cookie cake, you got either the big brick that people like to cut, or the big spear point. It's a pizza slice, but not.
Yeah, that is interesting. People have a hard time deciding which way to cut a cookie cake.
But I feel like
I don't know what the right answer is on that one.
That is good. I think pizza's the way to go. Spear points.
Yeah.
But it's like if you have that big piece of cookie, it's got frosting on it. Going back, you kind of feel like shit. I could eat half a dozen cookies and feel completely fine about it because I'm spacing them out. I'm grabbing one cookie here. I'm grabbing one cookie there.
Spacing them out. The only way I'm spacing them out is I got like one in between each knuckle.
You know what I'm saying?
In between each finger.
Like if I'll walk by, have a cookie. I'll walk by, have a cookie. I'm not gonna do it. Have cookie cake.
Yeah, I'm gonna look like Gambit with a deck of cards in my hand.
Very nice.
And then I'm going full on Cookie Monster. Yep. Nom nom nom
C is for
nom.
carnage.
Yep.
That's good enough for me.
Dude, every time we're watching Jeopardy and they'll do something and they'll be like, in this word, C is for, and I'm like, cookie. And when it's not, I'm like, bullshit. Cookie Monster taught me C is for cookie. That's good enough for me. Don't you dare besmirch Cookie Monster by trying to say he's wrong.
Go all Bobby Boucher.
Yeah. Well, you're wrong.
Well, Cookie Monster said that C is for cookie.
Well, Cookie Monster's wrong.
All
right. Hope everyone enjoyed our riveting cookie cake.
I don't know how it got so deep, and it was fun though.
Yeah, one last thing I got to say is I'm jealous of Derek and Cheeto getting to try that
snake venom, I think it was called, or snake bite, or something like that.
Yeah, that fortified beer. That I did enjoy the video we got sent from Cheeto's wife of him giving it a try later. I don't know if you saw it or not. Okay, good. So where I love where he's like, "Oh, that's pretty smooth, actually," and then it's like, "Whoo, there's the burn." It's weird though, right? Because like you think about beer, unless it's like a pepper beer, typically there's no burn that comes from beer. Unless, I mean, even high octane, usually it's right
like
up
I
front.
can't say I've ever really had an alcohol burn from beer.
Yeah, I was even trying to think of a few that we had that were like cocktail mimic ones, like the gin. What was it, like a gin and tonic one we had one time, and the Bloody Mary one. All that was right up front. There was no crawl. There was a little heat in the Bloody Mary, but that was from the hot sauce I put on it, or the meat stick, one or the other.
Yeah, like I mean, I've had some fairly high ABV beers, and a lot of them you're like, when you're drinking them, you get the taste, like, oh, that's got a boozy taste, but you don't get that actual like. Right.
Yeah, you don't get the
you don't get the
octave.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
The Spirit of Vengeance.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. How does no one have Spirits of Vengeance? It's all Ghost Rider themed shit.
Oh, somebody has to have something that made me. Spirits of Vengeance has to exist, though. For sure. Like the Four Horsemen or something like that.
I don't care. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess then let's point people toward saltylanguage.com and clicking links.
While it still exists.
Yeah.
Mid-May, it's going to a link tree, y'all.
And just like Bed Bath & Beyond. I should go over there and see if they got any SodaStream canisters.
You should. Why not? Yeah. Exactly. What are you going to do? Give me one of those big Chinese cleavers.
Okay. Well, the Santuco knives are not.
I want to look like I'm holding like a Time magazine, but it's sharp.
Yeah, right. Those are crazy. Yeah. Anyway, head over to saltylanguage.com. There's all the past episodes, the enthusiasts that we've done, the show notes, all that kind of stuff. All our social medias over there. You can find the link to the network we're part of, which is Tangentbound Network, and can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. So please go check out the Shame for a network for your podcast. Please join us. And if you talk to Mark, make sure he has his DVR set for cranking it.
Absolutely.
Especially cranking it animals.
He's actually been fairly active on TikTok lately. So
yeah. Lots of kissing videos.
So much. Makeup tutorials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just figured you and him were doing duets or stitching or whatever the kids call it.
They're both there, Brian.
Are they? Wow, yeah. I got 2 terms.
You got 2 terms, right?
God damn.
I know. Now you have to download the app. You've already become inoculated.
Damn it! I'm already an influencer.
Yep. Just like that.
Shit. Oh man. Yeah. So if you want to reach out to us on social media, you can find the show on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at
You can find me on Instagram at The Monotony, and you could find Salty Language on TikTok at Salty Language for the tiki-takis. If you're watching this video right now, you already are aware that we are on YouTube under Salty Language Pod. Jesus. If you want to watch the video or see some of the other videos we have, past episodes, there's some old best of stuff up there still too.
Do you say some asbestos?
Yeah, there's some mesothelioma.
Sweet.
Yeah. So subscribe, ring that little bell, do all that YouTube shit that everyone loves.
Nice.
Said it earlier, patreon.com/saltylanguage. Throw your boys a bone. We got some more content going up there. And speaking of content that doesn't get posted very often, All the Beers Pod on YouTube, or you could find me occasionally streaming. And I've been drinking many different beers. You think I've been posting anything, Brian? Hell no. Unless you follow me on Untapped. But I'm not giving that info out because fuck y'all. What do you think of them apples?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you usually post beer on your Instagram. Oh, yeah. You do post a picture of it. Whether or not you post a review, you at least get like, here's my can.
I mean,
wait, that sounded bad. Here's the
can. Here's my can.
Here's my can. Just your ass.
Naturally, so sexy.
My God, again, damn it, Tony. Got me again. This is as bad as cranking it.
Well, you know how it is, Brian. Sometimes I'm just like, I just want to drink my beer. I don't want to make content right now. Yeah,
I understand.
What are you gonna do, Brian? You got a side gig that you do on the reg.
Well, sort of, but yeah.
Reg-ish.
It's called The Crazy Life, where me, Jen, and Henno usually talk about mental health, recovery, addiction, depression, anxiety, neurodivergence, all sorts of fun stuff. And if you're interested in any of that, please give us a listen.
Beauty.
It's just 3 of us talking about sometimes heavy topics, but we try not to make it very heavy. We try to have a little fun too. And all right, so with that, we're back to the insult. So this week's insult, and brace yourself because this is a scandalous one. Shakespeare coined this one, I haven't said the word yet, to describe an adulterer. But BBC America thinks this would make a great band name. They're not right. And they are totally on the mark. You're at the show, the lights go down, and suddenly through the swirling fog and darkness, you hear, "Good evening, Cincinnati." That's how you know they're a terrible band. How you doing? We are Bed Swerver. Bed Swerver is a terrible name for a band.
Yeah, no.
That's not good. But bed swerver as a term for an adulterer, I actually think, especially in the Shakespeare days, probably had a real acidity to it when you called
Bed
somebody that.
swerver.
Right? Yeah, because you can get a little spicy with it, when you're saying it to someone. Like you just said, you were bed swerver. Like,
yeah.
You can just picture a gasp in the room, You dare, sir, you forget yourself.
Bed swerver.
I will have satisfaction.
I want to start a porn production company called Bed Swervers. It is, right?
For that. It's not a good band name. They're dead wrong.
Dead Swervers, maybe.
Yes, Dead Swerver would be actually. That'd be kind of cool. A little like a some sort of like zombie thing over the side of the bed or crawling out from underneath the bed. Like it goes from bed to bed and kills people in their sleep.
See, now we're talking.
See? Yeah. Much better than Bed Swerver. Even as a horror movie, it's a better term.
Yeah. But Bed Swerver or Dead Swerver?
Dead Swerver.
I was like Bed Swerver to horror movie? I don't know.
Dead Swerver also almost sounds like something you would name your sword in like a role-playing game.
Can you name equipment in Diablo? If you do, you need to have a Dead Swerver.
Oh.
God damn it.
Oh, actually, I don't think so. You can name your character.
That's too bad you can't make custom equipment.
Yeah. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure.
Definitely kind of Skyrim, so I'll be doing that. Yeah.
Yep. Dead Swerver it is.
Great sword I give my dude and make be Dead Swerver.
Yeah. Bed Swerver.
Bed Swerver, exactly. The handle is a bedpost. It's pretty sick.
Oh man, it was just this terribly piecemeal weapon that was put together by a guy who was just trying to figure out a weapon at home and had nothing.
Yep, exactly.
Really. Like, well, this will look kind of cool.
It's just a bedpost with a steak knife taped to it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at that. I kind of like. I mean, you got good mobility, and if you have a bedpost on it, you kind of have a melee weapon as well. So I mean, it's not terrible.
It grew in legend. It became Bed Swerver. It's up on a man. It's like on a plaque above a fireplace. This fucking stupid bed leg.
I was gonna say it's just got like a bread knife or a chef knife on it now. Instead of just a steak knife. Yeah.
Yes, that was my great grandfather's Bed Swerver. Instead of slaying 100 goblins.
Grandpa, I don't think that's what they meant when they were calling him Bed Swerver. You dare!
Yeah, they replaced the
fetch me a stick, boy.
When the family
and the sounds of
when the family found Bed Swerver, it just had a wooden dildo on it. They're like, "Oh God, put a knife there. Just put a knife on it."
I was thinking they just found he's in his coffin. He's got his hands at his chest, holding the sword as one does when you're dead. And it said Bed Swerver, and they assumed it was the name of the sword, but it was actually that he was killed for being an adulterer. They kind of put the crimson A on him, a little bit. Just a big misunderstanding.
I don't know why everyone's celebrating this guy. You saw what we carved on his casket.
Yeah. Are they calling that sword Bed Swerver? Oh God, I hope not. Yikes.
The adulterer's blade.
I'll split you in twine like you did your mom when you were born.
Something like that. Yeah. Bed Swerver.
Right. Well,
all right, fair enough.
So until next week, have a beer, you'll be fine. But don't document it, apparently.
Do not document it at all. And stay swervy, everybody. I guess.
Swervy?
Bed swervers, right?
All right.
Actually, don't stay bed swervers, you naughty rascals.
Yeah. I know, right? Jeez.
I got nothing.
All right, fair enough. It's a good time to end then.
We still going? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.